I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Carey Conley. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am really amazingly doing well. Just came back from a trip to St. Lucia during Thanksgiving, so I'm tan and happy to be back and relaxed.
Really? You are just like right there from us, right? In the Caribbean.
Yes.
Well, that's great. I'm in Trinidad. Well, that's great. Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful island.
Yeah, definitely. St. Lucia is amazing. I've never been there. Which is sad because you're coming from further than me, but I'm glad that you went.
It was a long hike, but it was worth it. Beautiful island.
That's great. Well, tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Well, I am considered a vision expert, and what I do is help people get very clear, much more crystal clear than they think on a vision for their life, specifically if they are building a business. Because what I have found working with entrepreneurs for over 20 years is that most of them have a pretty vague vision, which wreaks havoc in the bottom line of their business.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
So who did you learn that skill from?
I learned it from doing it for myself, Angel. So a little over 20 years ago, I decided to become an entrepreneur and sat down and took an entire day to write out on legal pads of paper, because this was way before computers and iPads and cell phones. So I wrote out many, many sheets on legal paper of what exactly I wanted my life to look like. And if I was going to work that hard on a entrepreneurial business, which we both know how hard that is, much harder than working a job, that I need to be real clear about what I wanted that to look like. So I kind of self-taught myself because I knew that I was going to need that. And it served me well in going up and down in running two businesses. And so now I help other people learn how to put it down on paper like I did.
Well, it's definitely one of the biggest challenges I've had in my time is doing that, right? The vision, mission, values. It's like, oh, yeah, we could shelve that. We could get back to that once things get going, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how
but that's
I was
backwards
wrong.
Thinking.
Yeah.
Yes, most people think that. They think, well, once I figure out the how, then I'll sit down and create the vision. But where they get stuck with that is they make a lot of decisions, because there's so many to be made every day in our business, right? Thousands of them. Where to spend our money, where to spend our time, where to network, where to invest. And without having the real clear vision first, they make a lot of decisions that probably if they'd had the vision to guide them in making that decision, a lot of those decisions they probably would have said no to until later. So they end up, number one thing with the clear vision is being able to make faster decisions with their time, the money, and the people they spend it with.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yes.
So why will you continue to repeat the skills of helping others with their vision, Kerry? Explain to us the joy you get, if it's the joy actually.
It is the joy, because now I've done this, of course, with hundreds, if not thousands of people. And what I see once they actually get it down on paper is it changes everything. They are much more focused, which we have huge focus problems going on right now with people. They are able to stay more consistent, which is a big piece of why most entrepreneurs never make it to six figures and beyond. And the bottom line why I keep doing what I do, Ingle, is because right now we need people with vision more than we've ever needed people with vision for so many reasons, not just because of building a business. It actually helps people find a lot more joy in their life, and also, bottom line, helps them stay happier, fight depression, have better relationships. I mean, it's a much bigger reason why I do what I do beyond just helping entrepreneurs make money.
I love that. Now, where's the best place for us to connect with you, to follow what you do, or even to get more information for doing what we do the better way?
Yes. I have a website. It's infinitenation.com. And I am really big on Facebook. So people can find me personally on my Facebook page at Carey Conley, CareyConley.
That's wonderful. Tell us one other thing that you've done consistently, Kerry, over the last 3 years.
Very consistently, I have managed not only to continue personally running the one business that I got up and running 24 years ago, but launched Infinite Nation, my own company, about 4 years ago. So I have become very consistent with the use of time. I've become really time efficient, Engel.
Yeah, which is good. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good because that is the one thing I need to be teaching other entrepreneurs.
It's like making the
really
coffee
have
and
a
drinking
hard
it.
time with that. Yes. Yes.
It's like we really have a hard time with it, right?
Yes. So, we always get better personally on what we teach, right? So, I've been following a lot of entrepreneurial mentors, the really successful ones, specifically the past 2 years that have gotten the time efficiency thing really laser focused, because it was something that I had to do for myself, running 2 businesses and also a growing family. My kids now are both adults, and that changed our lifestyle a lot. So I had to get really efficient.
I'm glad you did. And I'm glad that you're helping others now. Suggest to someone that's listening why they should do what you've done by not choosing to be aware, right? Like you could have said, hey, I'm done, right? I'm good. Like the children, I'm empty nesters here, right?
Right.
Instead, you decided to be intentional with your time. Suggest to someone listening why they should do that.
Because at the end of the day, it's really not so much about money in the bank, although that is a really big factor. For most entrepreneurs, they aren't making near the amount of money they need to be making. But really, at the end of the day, it's about what impact we are leaving here in this world. And I think that's the piece that most people don't think about, especially if they're living paycheck to paycheck, barely scraping by. It's hard for somebody living like that to think, how am I really making a difference in this world? And I think when people get to about my age is when they start realizing that they really want to make a difference and they don't really know how. So it really comes down to the vision piece and thinking long term. What is your purpose and why is it that you do what you do? Because there is a day we wake up from the grind and go, wow, I really hope that what I'm doing makes a difference.
Amazing audience, you're hearing it live here from Carey Conley. Again, you can connect with her at infinitenation.com. That's infinitenation.com. Do you have a vision for your life and a business? Kerry is the person that is helping you with that. Kerry, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Kerry, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, wow. That is a question came right out of the blue that nobody's ever asked me. I guess it would be when my family and I lived in New York and I was playing Chinese checkers with my grandmother.
Intriguing. How old do you think you were?
I'm guessing I was 3.
All right. And why do you think
maybe
this memory
4.
is so clear?
I just remember the house that we lived in and where I was sitting with her. And I remember the colors of the marbles. I don't know. Maybe it's the color.
Oh, that's intriguing. Do you see that memory connecting or even having some type of identity to who you are today?
Well, I am attracted to beautiful things, especially if they are very vibrant in color. I think I'm attracted to people who are like that as well. I have a real gift, I guess you could say, for being in a crowded room with a lot of people. I network a lot and being able to find the one person in the group that is the most intriguing, that really stands out. That's interesting that you asked me that.
Yeah, sure. It's cool. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
I would love that.
I love the idea of what you have zoned into with the one word vision. Even in your earliest childhood memory, the vision that you have, again, with your eyes, right? And understanding how that, well, before I even say what it translates into, just the idea that your grandmother is sharing that time with you, right? Where it's connecting to the skill that you have, but it's so important to understand your vision and how you can use the skills to impart on what you do, and in so doing help others as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, intriguing, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, there we
Very.
go. There we go. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Well, interestingly enough, I was a big fan of David Cassidy, who just passed away. Do you know who he is?
Yes, I do.
Yes. I had all of his record albums. I had posters of him all over my wall, and have met him, actually.
Wow.
His wife is also connected in one of the companies that I've been in for 25 years. So I would have to say it'd be a David Cassidy song. Probably the one that most people know him by is I Think I Love You.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
That's funny.
Oh, it is amazing. It is amazing. Wow. All right, Kerry. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Kerry?
I hope so, but yes.
Kerry, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Possibly.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less.
Kerry, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Carey Conley, what would you say that is?
Well, the tagline around my company's Vision is Victory. I have a book entitled Vision is Victory. When I do workshops, they're called Vision is Victory, and there's so many reasons. So I'd have to say Vision is Victory.
There we go. VIV, right? Vision is
Yes.
Victory. Love it,
We
love
call
it.
my workshops Viv for short. She
Love
has a
it.
name.
Love it. Kerry, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
You know, I just really hope that people understand how the vision is the victory and how before they do anything, the vision has to come first. Literally before anything.
Yeah, most definitely. Totally agree with that. Kerry, this has been a great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Angel, thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.